Welcome to Selfish Confidence, a place where we can connect and be real about how hard it is to be your damn self. I'm your host, Jess, and my goal is to help you build confidence and belief in yourself to live any life path you want, even if it's unconventional. It's time to break down those barriers and connect with women who've also felt on the outside by their life choices. We're encouraging you to grab the mic and speak your truth. I know it can be scary, but we're in this together. We got this. Let's dive in. Hello, and happy Monday, happy Motivation Monday. Oh, what a Monday already. I wanted to talk to you about something special today and the things that I had on my heart as I was sitting down and journaling this morning. As I've said a few times, I'm working on a better mindfulness practice, especially as things are just a little crazy. And I know that I have to put myself first in this time. So I have been prioritizing just sitting down and journaling out some feelings and just making sure that I'm on the right page before hopping on the mic and hanging out with you today. So today I wanted to talk to you about love, because we're walking into the week of Valentine's Day. And I know some of you are going to roll your eyes and you're going to be like, oh, Jess, I don't want to talk about love. Maybe you're single. Maybe you just don't want to think about it. Maybe you know that your partner isn't going to show up for you today. Whatever it is this week that you're feeling, I want you to look inside. Look at yourself when it comes to love. A couple things I wanted to talk about being the love languages. I don't know about you, I have always been fascinated with the love languages before I even knew personality tests or anything. I just thought it was the coolest thing that we give love and we receive love oftentimes in different ways. And so it was really special for me to start to realize that maybe Glenn's love languages, Glenn's my husband, his love language was different than mine. Because I know mine is quality time and also acts of service. Acts of service is the top one. If Glenn were to clean the kitty litters or shovel the driveway or clean my car off, these little things that you just do because that's what you do in a relationship. You take care of each other. But those things for me always showed me so much love. And I always had the greatest amount of gratitude when it came to acts of service. But maybe for you, yours is physical touch, and you really love hand holding and spending time and cuddling and understanding yourself in that aspect of love. So there's 5 different love languages. Quality time, so spending time with one another, not scrolling on your phone, maybe not even watching Netflix, just really spending quality time with each other. Physical touch being, obviously hand holding, touch, cuddling, things like that. Acts of service. So, for me, it's taking the garbage out, doing the kitty litters. Maybe it's bringing home your favorite candy bar or, showing love in different ways, taking care of the kids, whatever it is for you. The acts of service one I think is really special because there's so many different ways that it can go. And of course there's gifts. We're not talking even diamond rings. It could be as simple as, again, a candy bar, or at the grocery store you saw something and you thought of them and you picked it up on the way home. Those little things being gifts. And then of course there's also the big things. Yeah, like rings and new stereo systems and TVs, whatever that is. And then the last one, oh my goodness, I looked at these right before I came on here because I knew I was going to forget one. Words of affirmation, yeah, which is also one of mine, where you can just say exactly very adoring things to each other, or really be open about the words that you're using. And sometimes it's as simple as, you look good today, or wow, I love that color on you, or you are so kind and loving. At the end of my interviews, when I ask someone what's your favorite compliment to receive, essentially that's words of affirmation. And I think what's really cool about knowing which one fills you up the most helps to really see how you receive and how you give love. And what I learned through this process of really diving into love languages was that what we often give is what we like to receive. But knowing our partner's love language and knowing, other people in our lives, our kids, friends' love languages, it helps us to show them love in the way that they receive it. Because I could give gifts to certain friends and they're just gifts are not my thing. It's just a gift. It's just a thing. But if you were to actually spend time with me and sit down with me and chat about things or send me a message and check in on me, those little things show me love way more than, that new stereo system or that even a bouquet of flowers, right? Those little things can go a long way. And it's really important to just understand that we give and we receive love in different ways. So what is your love language? For those who are on live, drop it in the chat there. For those who are listening to the podcast recording, send me a message. If you don't know what this is and you're just I don't know what you're talking about, Jess, I can send you a quiz where you can figure it out too. But I really did see this as a game changer in my marriage, but also just in relationships and friendships in general, because we think that we're showing love, but the other person might not be receiving it. And that was not where I was going to go on today's episode, but I think there's something just really special as we walk into Valentine's Day week and we walk into a week of love, that we start to see it in a different way, or we start to look at it as it being unique to each of us. And remembering that this is a podcast where we like to do things differently and we see things differently and we take care of ourselves and we really make sure that our love is priority. So how can we do that? By starting to know ourselves more and asking ourselves these questions. What do I want? And what's important to me? And if it was Valentine's Day and I was my Valentine, what would I get myself? Or what would I do? How would I celebrate? And making that a priority. The other thing I really wanted to mention today was how important it is to ask for what you want. I think once you learn your love language, or you start to learn as you ask yourself these questions, what it is that you want. And I think oftentimes, as women especially, we hate to ask for things. So we're just like sitting on Valentine's Day, or we're sitting on whatever day it is, just a regular old Tuesday. And you're just like, oh man, I really hope that my partner comes home with a crunchy bar from the corner store, but he or she or they cannot read your freaking mind. So I want you to ask for what you want. If you know tomorrow you'll be disappointed if your partner doesn't come home with some flowers, just message them and let them know that, hey, I'm going to be disappointed tomorrow if you don't come home with flowers. It's better than hoping that they're going to come home with it. And somebody else might see this and be like, no, I don't agree. I think that it should be a surprise. I think that our partner should want to do it out of the goodness of their hearts and all of those things. But I actually think when I speak up and I say what it is that I actually want, so whether that's flowers or chocolates or a night out, this time we're doing a weekend away, and I booked it because I was like, this is what I want. I could care less about any of those other things, but I really want some quality time. I want to get away from my work. I really want to spend some time just relaxing. So I booked it. Does that mean it's going to be any less special? No. I actually don't think it's any less special if you actually ask for what you want and you get it. I think it's way better than being disappointed because they got something that you didn't want or that you didn't see as love. So once you start to learn and navigate the love language that you like to receive and the one that you like to give, and also your partners, your friends, your kids, what their love languages are. As you start to learn that, speak up and let someone know that that's how you receive love. That holding hands and cuddling means way more to you than any diamond ring, right? Or that, a box of chocolates means a lot more than, him taking out the garbage or them taking out the garbage, whatever it is. Once I learned that there were different ways to show love, it made a big difference for me to see it in myself, because I always felt like a weirdo for being like, oh, like, thanks for the chocolates. Like, that really doesn't mean anything. In my head, anyone can go out to the store and buy a box of chocolates. But it takes a whole other level for you to come home and take care of things in the house, or to take care of me, or to let me know how you love me and why you love me. I always ask Glenn that, why do you love me? Those little things can go a really long way for me. And maybe you listening to this, you're just like, I have a totally different outlook on this. Like, I want the gifts. I want the bracelet. I want the flowers. And there's no shame in that. There's no shame in the way that you receive love. It's just important that you know it and that you communicate that with your partner. You communicate that with your friends and family. Hey, like, I love that you got me this gift, but you know what would really show me you care? If we were to go out to the roller disco, or if we were to go have a date night. Like, I would rather spend that quality time with you than have a gift. Or maybe it's the opposite. Oh, I love that you took me out to the movies tonight, but you know what would really show me some love? A freaking diamond ring. Thank you very much. That'd be great. And knowing that and communicating that is number one in having a positive and healthy relationship. And I think that comes from confidence too. Knowing yourself, knowing what's important to you, and just speaking up and using your voice. And being proud of who you are and not feeling shame for the way that you receive love. And same thing goes for your partner. Going into every conversation, remembering that we see and do love differently. So how can we communicate in the best way possible to show up for each other? I don't know about you, but if I got them gifts every single day and that was not how they received love, like, what a waste of freaking money. Like, I don't want to be wasting money on gifts if they mean nothing to you. Or same with quality time. I don't want to be spending all this time with you if it means nothing to you, right? We can communicate way more effectively if we start to speak up for what it is that we want. So I challenge you this week as we walk into a week of love, or just walk into just this week in general. How can you start to speak up for your needs and speak up for what you want and be confident in who you are? I know about you, but I know my husband listens to this podcast, so Glenn, I would like it all, actually. Maybe can you please also pick up some chocolates on the way home? Thank you. Just being able to say that and to mean it, even though right now I'm joking, but having a moment today before we go into this week to learn what you want, sit in it, feel it, acknowledge that it's yours, and then ask for it. There's nothing more powerful than that. There's nothing more confident than that. And I know it's old-fashioned to just sit at home and hope that they're going to get what you want, or that they're going to listen when you say some of those things. But speak up. Send them the text, do the reminders, and I know it is not as fun to do it that way, but I promise the more that we do it, the more we communicate openly, it does become a natural habit. They start to know what you actually like. And I think it really does make a big difference in your relationship to be able to be open about something like this. So that is all I have for you today. I really just wanted to dive into love languages and remember that what you need and what you want today is important. And so it's important that you speak that up and that you really shine in who you are. Because I want you to show up as your best self, your most authentic self. And that comes from really stepping into that, speaking up. So I am so grateful that you're here. I love you, and happy Valentine's Day. I am so grateful that we could connect today. If you enjoyed today's episode, share it with a friend or on your social media and tag me so I can personally thank you for helping me grow this community and get my message out there. And don't forget, you deserve to embrace your truth. It's time to live life your way.